Hello, welcome to Rosencard Do the JOB, back after a rough week off from podcasting mayhem. We're doing Hawaii on Wednesday. We're doing the Glamour Girls on Friday. But today is my pick, singles pick, of Jesse Barr, became Jimmy Jack Funk. How did you find? I know you're a fan of Florida, aren't you? So you've probably seen him quite a bit there. I'd have thought on quite a bit of the Florida you've seen.
Yeah. I've seen a bit of him anyway, like just in general.
Yeah, because like Portland and Florida are your fucking top two.
Yeah, so, I love me some Portland. One of these was Portland that I watched today. Actually, yeah.
So I thought it'd be, someone that you would have seen quite a bit. But his name is Ferrin Barr Jr. Fucking Ferrin, Ferrin. Who the fuck calls anyone Ferrin?
Sounds like a fucking
April the 14th, 1959, makes him 61. The son of Sandy Barr, the Portland promoter, and the brother of Art Barr, who was the Love Machine in Mexico and the juicer. Fucking fabulous Art Barr was. Wrestled 1980 to 1997, so only 17 years, but he'd been about a bit. Started in Portland as a young boy sort of thing, and then pretty much a top heel in Florida. Won the Florida Championship in '84 from Scott McGee. Team with Rick Rude there. Then he went to Puerto Rico, where he feuded with Carlos Colon. So that's pretty fucking big, isn't it? Because you don't get any bigger than Carlos Colon in Puerto Rico, do you? Yeah. 86 back to Florida, where he feuded with Lex Luger, a very young green Lex Luger. Not that he ever got over the green part, but that was for the Southern title. Then April 86, he was in the WWF as the sort of younger, unstable brother of Terry and, Dory as Hoss Funk. I don't know why they needed a third brother.
No.
It's a legitimate brother. Like, when you've got two actual brothers, why did they change Dory's name to Hoss? Yeah, Terry, right? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. And then why did they need a third brother? But it's time then. I mean, there wasn't a great deal of time to it, only to June of '87.
Did they bring in, did they bring in, I read something or watched something where Terry fucking no-showed or couldn't be asked going to a fucking show or something, so they needed another Funk. I don't know if that's where the whole thing came from. I don't know. Really? I know that Dory was I think the Funks were going to a show and Terry didn't want to go or something, and he just fucking didn't go.
And that was Terry's thing, weren't it? Just didn't he leave a message once at SummerSlam saying my horse was sick?
I think that sounds familiar, actually.
The series or something. It was like, my horse is sick. I've got it. Off he went. But the only big show that I remember of Jimmy Jack was when him and Hoss wrestled the Killer Bees at the big event. That big Canadian show.
Yeah.
They went first. It was fucking brilliant tag, to be fair. That's the sort of biggest match that stands out from his Jimmy Jack Funk days. I mean, he kind of went down the card gradually. Once he was the only Funk left in the, once Dory had fucked off. And then he was out of there by June of '87. Went to Memphis then, when it was CWA, to feud with Lawler. Again, pretty big. He's already feuded with fucking Carlos in Puerto Rico. Tagged with Rude. Feuded with Luger, who, much as he was green, looked amazing and was a pretty big fucking babyface in Florida. In a promo in Memphis, he called Terry his cousin, not his brother, like he was advertised in WWF. So that's obscure. But then he was in World Class as a heel, then a babyface. World Class became USWA after that, and he was sort of still there. And then back to Portland to kind of finish off his days, like back home, I suppose. where he tagged with Steve Doll, who was Stephen Dunn at a Well Done. And then he retired in 97. He did a one-off, apparently, in 2010 for NWA Carolinas. After fucking 13 years, you're going to have some ring rust then, aren't you? But he works in construction now, apparently, so according to Wikipedia. Still probably, the bricks are still not as stiff as Lex Luger would have been in 1986. Two-time Florida champion, Southern champion in Florida, US tag champion with Rude, Championship Wrestling USA tag champion twice, Mid-America champion in Memphis, Pacific Northwest tag with Steve Doll, and World Class Wrestling Alliance or Association, not sure which, but the World Class Tag Team Champion with Hollywood John Tato. So fucking an impressive, array of places he's been and people he's wrestled and tagged with. I really enjoyed the matches when he was Jesse Barr more than his Jimmy Jack days.
I did as well.
I thought he was very skilled, a totally different style to when he was Jimmy Jack. Like Jimmy Jack was just a puncher and kicker, really. But Jesse Barr was a wrestler's wrestler. Where did you start, mate?
I don't have a year for my first one, but it was as Jesse Barr. It's the first one I watched. I don't even know where it was. It could have been Florida, The quality's not all that great. The match was fucking brilliant, though. It was against Del Apollo.
Do you know what? I picked that myself. That was the second one I did. And the reason I picked it was because I had no idea who Del Apollo was. But fuck me, wasn't it good?
Fucking brilliant match, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was really fucking pleased I picked it because, like I said, no idea who Del Apollo was. But it was really fucking good. Probably the best of the four that I watched.
Yeah, it was my best one. In fact, mine got worse as it went on. But but not like any of them shit. It's just this was the best one. This was fucking
in
great.
my head, I was thinking Del Apollo, he's gonna shit all over this Del Apollo. But it was a very even match. Del Apollo was a lot smaller. Fucking Jesse Barr looked amazing, to be fair. Good body. Not ripped to shit, but like a wrestler's body.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of everything in it. It was very even, wasn't it?
Yeah,
really,
it was
really
good.
Yeah, I'll leave this with you and I'll just fill in the fucking bits that I saw.
Right, okay, yeah. I fucking wrote like 2 pages. They're only small pages, mine, but still 2 pages nonetheless. So yeah. They did say in the, because I always like to read a few comments on videos and stuff, and he was like quite a job guy, this Del Apollo apparently, but kind of an upper job guy, like not just a fucking, Danny Smith. He was more like a fucking Steve Lombardi type, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So yeah, they go on for the tie up, fucking go behind by Jesse. They do a little bit of grappling, didn't they, and shit. And I was really thinking it was just going to be a bit. When they started doing the old grappling at the start, I thought it was going to be like that, the duration of the match. So I wasn't expecting much. My hopes weren't that high. But no, yeah. Fucking Jesse's working on the odd leg. Jesse's on the leg. Then Apollo, who's on the floor at the time, does like a drop toe hold from the floor, doesn't he? Like from that position. Then he starts working on the leg a little bit. Fucking Jesse reverses it from the floor and puts the headlock on. Working their way up, and then he does a fucking like a real deep headlock type thing. Looked beautiful, didn't it? Like,
I put headlock takeover, shoot in big letters.
Yeah, it was fucking great. That was beautiful thing. Then they do the head scissors where Apollo fucking does the head scissors and then a beautiful nip up by Jesse to like land on his feet. Fucking, he looked like a cruiserweight, didn't he? Some of the shit that he was.
It was proper Dynamite Kid shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was so fucking crisp. Do the old test of strength where Apollo breaks it, then works the arm a little bit. Fucking hammerlock by Apollo, but then a drop toe hold by Jesse. Then they break it a little bit, go into like standing situation. Jesse whips. This was a very nice spot. Jesse whips Apollo off the ropes, goes for the old hip oik. But fucking Apollo just applies the abdominal stretch, as which I thought was pretty cool. You don't really see that, do you?
I mean, I think like Jacques Rougeau was the only one that springs to mind that did anything similar.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, that was that was really nice.
Just gets the hip toss in the end though, doesn't he? When he gets out of it with it.
Yeah, he breaks it with the hip toss, doesn't he? Yeah. And then he gets the 2 count there. Bear hug by Jesse. And then Apollo does the fucking old bell ring around the noggin, doesn't he? And then a fucking amazing belly to belly suplex.
Because he had him in the air. Like that takes some strength. I mean, Del Apollo is fucking 4 stone soaking wet. But it's gonna take some strength regardless, isn't it?
Yeah,
fucking the hips were perfect on it. And it fucking landed him nicely. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it was so fucking beautiful. Yeah. Gets the 2 count there. Then a bear hug again by Jesse. And then they do the bit where I like this kind of spot here. You don't see it often either with the bear hug, but he fucking goes down with it. So the guy's shoulders are on the mat because he's fucked, which makes sense. He was working the bear hug earlier. Now he's doing it. Why wouldn't you you're working him, ain't you? You're wearing him down. So the chances that you could get a pin from it. But
it's not dull either because it's totally different to the one before.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never seen a bear hug into a belly to belly, to be fair. It's always been a bear hug into getting out the fucking bear hug.
Yeah.
So it was different both times. Really cool.
Yeah. So Apollo's shoulders on the mat as he's in the bear hug. There's a few pin attempts there. Then they go into like a little commercial for a second. Then they come back with Apollo, who's got the chin lock on, and he like literally, yeah.
Which is working really well with the old fucking knee in the back and all that.
I've wrote that.
Oh, is he, Del Apollo?
You are?
He's not shit at all, Del Apollo. He's fucking fabulous.
Yeah. So he's put the chin lock on with the knee in the back, fucking really working it real good. And then fucking Jesse does the bell ringer, but from the front. So he does the bell ringer behind him.
Never seen anything like that before either.
No, it's like fucking. It's so innovative, but it's like fucking 1980 something. It's crazy, isn't it? So he does the old bell ringer from behind. Fucking stalling suplex by Jesse, gets the 2 count, hits the fucking slam. Then he misses a second rope elbow drop. Apollo whips Jesse. Sleeps, and then fucking Jesse catches him as he's leaping, doesn't he, in the air. Fucking hits him with a shoulder breaker for the 3 count. But real back and forth, but fucking very good, Matt. Very
really good. Yeah. I only watched it because I had no idea who Del Apollo was.
Yeah, I do now.
It was a good pick. My one was, I reckon it was before this because it said 83. Portland against the Assassin.
I've done that as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Before this, the Assassin is Fidel Sierra, you know, the Cuban assassin.
Right.
That's that assassin in any different.
Who I didn't know who it was, but I did say the assassin looked good here. To be fair, I thought it looked all right.
Like the fucking Cuban assassin is fucking brilliant, isn't he? It's kind of joined in progress, isn't it?
Yeah.
The assassin sort of cuts Barr off pretty much straight away. Out goes Barr, gets his leg caught in the ropes, doesn't he, and all that shit going on. Great attack. The assassin has very simple, but it looks fucking legit, doesn't it, when he's doing it? Like every attack that he does is fucking.
That's when I fucking wrote like the assassin looks really good. It's the shit that he was doing, like fucking so simple. It's just as simple as strikes, but they look real good, like real working strikes, like you know.
Very very well timed, and there wasn't a million of them, but they all made sense. You know what I mean? There's a big ass bear up by the assassin. All the way through, Jesse Barr's trying to get out, which I think was fucking brilliant. He's trying to get his arms through, and you know his selling's great. And there's never a dull moment. Like a bear hug's pretty fucking dull in it if it's just a bear hug. But there was always an attempt to get out, which I think is brilliant. He kind of arm drags his way out of it, but the assassin's up first. Leg drop by the assassin, a pin attempt, and when Jesse Barr kicks out, the assassin proper gives jump to it, which puts fucking Jesse Barr over real well. Jesse fires up. The fucking pop when Jesse fires up was pretty big, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The assassin punch to the belly, bosh. Jimmy Jack with a sunset to another pop. Then there's a small package from Jesse Barr as well. Then the assassin back to the bear hug. He attempts to punch his way out. But sort of like, it's almost like the pain's too much for him and it's sort of crumble again. Assassin ducks the head off the ropes. Jesse Barr does the kick, fires up like fuck. Backdrop to the assassin. Drop kick gets the 2 count. Drop kick, the assassin goes out the ring. Quite a strange finish. The assassin's on the ropes and he's just choking Jesse Barr. And the referee is Stan Stasiak, who I didn't fucking realise until the finish.
Right, yeah.
Was. Because it wasn't really mentioned until the fucking end.
I think because it was joined in action, weren't it? So they might have mentioned it before the fucking thing gone. But I actually quite like that finish. I wasn't expecting it. Like,
no.
you know. So
no, it was different as well. It was on the apron, the assassin was, and he's just choking Jesse Barr, and the referee calls it off. But yeah, another good one. 2 good ones on the bounce there with
definitely.
And then we went to the WWF. I went from there, so it kind of went a bit downhill. But it's still not shit by any stretch of the imagination. But what's yours next?
My next one is from 7th of March, 87 against Pedro Morales.
I got
that. For Boston Garden.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It's going to be a short podcast, this one.
Fucking in it. Let's just clear up the last one. The last one I've got is against Dick Slater.
Oh, Tito Santana.
There we go then. We've got something unique at least. Right, after the Boston Garden we go. Just before WrestleMania 3, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Do you want me to do this one or?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So this was all right. Nothing special in that. It was far from shit, but it was just okay. I put at the end, but
it was one of those early on the card kind of matches, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, how fucking active was Pedro like at this time? Because
I really don't know. At 87, he must have been fucking on the way out, right? Because weren't he brought in as like a substitute for people when they were off?
I think he was,
But I'm sure I've heard Honky Tonk Man saying, when Jake Roberts was fucking sick or whatever, they brought in Pedro for him.
Yeah, makes sense. But because he wasn't. A lot of the shows I watched from around then, he wasn't there, like at that time. So, but anyway, yeah. So they do tie up a little bit of chain here and there. I've not wrote a lot for this match. There's a little bit of tech hammerlock by Pedro where Jimmy Jack gets to the ropes. Fucking Jimmy Jack, he powders quite a lot in this match. It reminded me of myself when I couldn't be asked to just jump out and talk shit. Like
it's a house show match too, isn't it, rather than a TV? It's one of those local. Was it Prism TV? Wasn't it Prism on from Boston Garden?
Yeah, I think it was.
Or was that Spectrum?
Oh no, I think Prism is Spectrum in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever the fuck Boston Garden was shown on TV anyway. But this was a longer match, right? Because if this was TV, Jimmy Jack's matches on TV were fucking 4 minutes, right? Like the match with fucking Dick Slater's like 3.5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Where there's psychology in this bad boy.
Yeah. So he gets to the ropes from the hammerlock. Fucking Jimmy Jack attempts a cheap shot. Fucking Pedro blocks it and pops in one. Boom. Fucking powders out the ring again. Very slow match, but I'm enjoying it.
I said that they were both cagey, which made it look like legit.
Yeah.
Before the fucking lockup, they were sort of fucking.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, some people can say it looks a bit, but to me that looks great because it's like it's how it should be. You're not gonna just fucking go out there like guns blazing and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you're like
nervous, aren't you? You think about it from a shoot point of view. Jimmy Jack's wrestling a former world champion, and Pedro is wrestling a fucking psychopath. from a shoot angle, right? So you would be cagey, wouldn't you? Both of you would be.
Yeah, definitely.
If it was a real fucking sport,
Yeah,
you know. So you would be. Jimmy
yeah.
Hart on the commentary, I thought was rare.
It was, wasn't it? Especially just before like WrestleMania as well, where you'd have thought he'd been fucking doing the old, shenanigans like management and stuff.
Yeah, plugging his. Maybe he did. Maybe he fucked off to manage his people on that show.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, Jack.
Say that, but Bobby Heenan, who did commentary on fucking everything. If it would have been him, we wouldn't give a shit. So
Yeah,
it would have been normal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so then Jack just takes control, giving him some heat, boom, boom, fucking. I've wrote here as well. Pedro is like probably one of the most likable fucking guys like ever. Like you just know, you can just know that like outside of the ring, he's probably like the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Like he's just
like a legit smile, and he's fucking.
yeah,
He's actually happy. I've heard people say, when he whips him to the ropes and does that fucking slap in the belly.
yeah,
I've heard people say that was like a shoot, and he actually legit fucking powered you with it.
yeah.
But
It looks pretty good as well for a fucking slap to the stomach. It looks like, I'd
I
probably
can't remember what shoot it was, but someone said like he had to tell him to fuck off because like it was fucking hurting him. Every day was hurting him. That could have been Honky, to be fair.
Who'd been who?
Could have been Honky.
That makes sense though. But yeah. So where are we? Yeah. So Pedro tries a few fight backs here and there, but then we're going to a chin lock from Jimmy Jack, working it. Like it gets released and he hits a slam. Second rope fist drop by Jimmy Jack, gets a 2 count, hits the shoulder breaker, which was the finish in an earlier match.
Oh, yeah.
Then it goes up to the second, misses the elbow drop. Pedro fights back with some of them fucking stomach fucking shenanigans you're on about. And a big backdrop and the side backbreaker for the 3 count. But I said it was okay. Like I enjoyed the match. It just wasn't on the level of my previous 2 matches, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. Like
Pedro Morales didn't get put over at all during this period. So, but yet again, he was only wrestling Jimmy Jack Funk. I don't mean that derogatory to Jimmy Jack Funk. It's derogatory to the position he was in, right? That fucking finish. I'm not sure I want a bit of that, That could come straight. That fucking finish could come in fucking sharp, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't fancy that, bad boy.
No, not at all.
No, I quite enjoyed this. Quite enjoyed it. I mean, like you said, it wasn't a fucking patch on the ones before, but there was more wrestling to that. Right, so what is now my last one, 22nd of November, 86, from Superstars versus Rebel Dick Slater. Fucking Dick Slater, such a waste in the WWF. Making him the rebel and all that fucking Confederate flag and all that, which is great when you're in the South, and it's going to get over. But when you're in fucking Niagara Falls or wherever the fuck they are, then people just don't give a shit. Jimmy Jack attacks him straight off as soon as he's in the ring, bish bash posh. Dick Slater spins it round and starts fucking battering him. Whips Jimmy Jack Funk in, Jimmy Jack comes back and fucking Dick Slater elbows him. Looked like he fucking poked his elbow right in his eyeball. Like it looked like a fucking like proper at him. Dick Slater goes up, but Jimmy Jack flares him off and then just fucking mauls him for a little bit, very short period. There's a big slam, but on the top rope, like fucking drops his neck on the top rope from Jimmy Jack. Choke with a boot, fucking head to the buckle. Jimmy Jack selling like Terry. I'm guessing he's still kind of teaming with Dory at this point, wouldn't he be? So, he's selling like Terry. Dick Slater headlocks him and then punches him like fucking 94 times. Dick Slater ducks the line and comes back with another elbow. Fucking D's elbow. If Dick Slater was to say, "Oh, just hit the ropes and I'll elbow you," fuck that, I'm getting out the fucking ring and going home after watching this. Because them fucking elbows, they're not one of them, not them chest nice ones. These are going to take your fucking algins out. Dick Slater tries the figure four, but literally picks up the foot, goes to fucking put his leg round, like step over toe hold style, and then almost changes his mind, like, nah, shit, that's a bad idea. Fucking, this is really odd because he tries to figure. Well, he doesn't even try the figure four. Picks the leg up, goes to step in, and then goes nah. Picks fucking Funk up, and then Funk stops him and throws Dick Slater out of the ring. Like it was like a little bit of not sure what's fucking happening. On the apron, Jimmy Jack attempts to throw his head into the buckle, like whilst Dickie's on the apron. This is really cool. Dickie holds on the rope, tug of war styly, and fucking Funk just runs front first into the buckle in the ring, which I thought was really cool. Fucking bosh. So Jimmy Jack's taking the bump then. Dick Slater goes up, comes down with an elbow to the back of the head. Another one of them elbows from Dickie Slater. Off the ropes, elbow to the chin on the floor. Bosh, that's the pin. But it was rough. It wasn't at all fucking pretty. And it was short. But it looked fucking legit. And when Dick Slater's he was unpredictable, Dick Slater, wasn't he, in the NWA, and that's exactly what he was here. And maybe unpredictable Dick Slater would have been way more over than a rebel Dick Slater would have been. But I've always liked Dick Slater.
Yeah.
Fucking wild this was. Right, Tito.
Tito, here we go on. Right. So this one was actually from before the Pedro one. So this one is, I just watched them in order. I saved them on YouTube basically. So this one's actually from the 11th of January 87, I think. Because they did, I knew it was the 11th of the 1st or the 1st of the 11th, but they were saying Happy New Year. So I assumed it was like the 11th of January. So yeah, WWF, yeah. So waistlock takedown right at the start by Jack. Fucking Tito escapes it. Do a little tie up. They get to the ropes and a big, nice clean break from the pair of them. Tito's in control. Fucking, this was quite a funny spot. So that they do like a little break situation where they're like, just stationary after a little bit of this and that at the start. And fucking Jack's in the corner, probably a foot from the corner. Fucking Tito runs at him. I don't know if Jack was expecting it or whatever. Tito just runs at him and gives him a clothesline. Jack had no option but to fucking go over the top rope to the outside. Like, he was literally like a foot out from the corner, but a little bit to the side. But it didn't look like, usually doing the line over the top, you go straight, to the ropes. But Tito just ran in. It was kind of like a half punch, half line. And Jimmy Jack went, see ya, fucking out he went. Like it was... So yeah, I actually put here, Funk had no fucking choice but to go over. So gets back in and fucking wrist lock by Tito. Jack switches it into he switches the wrist lock into kind of like a bear hug for like a second and then hits the atomic drop. Some heat now by Jack, fucking belly to belly. He's got a beautiful belly to belly, fucking brilliant. Second rope fist drop gets a 2 count. Headlock by Jack. Headlock by Jack on Tito. Tito shoots him off. Tito bends down. Jack goes for the backslide, but Tito ends up winning the fucking strength and ends up backsliding Jack. Gets a 2 count on that. Tito's back in control. Goes for a back body drop. Didn't quite go to fucking plan. Well, he gave him a backdrop, but it was more of a side drop because Jack went to the fucking side. Like, he didn't go. It was just like a get the fuck out of here kind of thing, Just, yeah. But, yeah, there's a poor backdrop there, and then fucking gives him a slam. It's all Tito, and then fucking Tito just hits the fucking flying forearm for the finish. Beautiful flight, like a really, really nice forearm, and Jack took it beautifully. That was the 3 count, but yeah, the match was okay. Same quality match as the Pedro one, to be fair. But yeah, it was all right. Can't complain at it. So yeah, there we go.
Tito doesn't have shit matches, does he? Let's be fair.
No, I don't think I've ever seen him have a shit match, to be honest.
No. All in all, Jesse Barr really ain't bad at all.
No.
And fucking Del Apollo is now in my top 500 list.
He's definitely at least 480.
Yeah.
My list.
I don't know who I've had to lose to get him in that list, but he's in it now.
Yeah, I might fucking watch some more of his shit, to be fair. See what he's about.
I have to stick him in the YouTube machine.
It might have been the only match he ever had.
Yeah, imagine. Well, you ain't going to get any better than that, are you, really?
Just retire. Hey.
Yeah. Fucking game over, isn't it? Polynesian Pacific Wrestling Wednesday. Glamour Girls Friday. Who you picking for next Monday?
Right, you ready for this shit?
Yeah.
I remember thinking about this a little while ago and I was going to do it. And I'm 99.9% sure we've not done this, but something in my mind tells me I wanted to. So it's a bit of a different situation. You know, we're both a fucking gimmick, man. We both like a good gimmick. So what I've decided to go on is 4 matches from any Doink the Clown.
You know what? I was going to do exactly the same thing at one point or another. I don't care where it's from. I don't care who's in it, as long as it's a doink from somewhere.
That's what we're going to do. So start right at the beginning and go right up to the present day.
I like that very much. Very much. I thought of doing exactly the same thing at some point. So yeah, I'm marking for that.
There's a lot to choose from, and there's a lot of footage out there. So
yeah, from everywhere in the fucking world, because everyone's had a doink at some point.
They have,
and people shit on it, but I'm all for it.
I'm all for it. And why are they shit on it for? I think they're idiots. Like who why? Like because like I see people say, I see people on YouTube talk like shit. Like they'll say something like and I've read the comments from my own fucking Elgins say, and they'll say like it's disrespectful to like Matt Bourne, and it's like, but he might have been the original, but WWE had others as well that played the Doink character. So
not just others, plenty of others.
Yeah, like loads of people have played that character. So
and they still do it now on on all those Raw reunions and all that bollocks. There's always a fucking doink that appears, and it could be any fucking random in that outfit.
Yeah,
it's a fucking gimmick. It doesn't matter.
It is. It's a gimmick, and it's fucking. You know, it's a fucking great gimmick as well. So you know.
Yeah, look forward to that. Right, I'll see you Wednesday for that Hawaiian stuff, which is going to be fucking interesting because I think there was like NWA related, weren't they? So
they were,
yeah. So there'll be some good shit on there. Sweet. Right. See you then.